That heavy saturation, definitely pulling through a lot of minerals for him, and I'm going to, let's pull up the production tab again. I'm actually not doing anything right now. I'm totally cool sitting on 450 minerals and 160 gas. Who likes to build anything? I could be spreading creep or doing something else. But wait, that is because I'm getting some vision over here, and I have a Nidus network with a bunch of beautiful little banglings inside of it, so I absolutely love to do this strategy. If you can, get that Nidus network in here. A lot of people will send in Hydras, they'll send in Zerglings. I figure send in a dozen banglings, go right for where it counts. So, my worm comes up over here, he's spewing out these banglings. These banglings are going to come in here, not going to find anything, and here we go. This is what you all want to see, the money shot. Boom! Let's check out that income tab. So, he's been out macroing me pretty much this entire game, going from 27 harvesters down to 11. Huge, huge loss for him right there. Mineral count, collection instantly dropped. That right there alone is going to force him to push out with this force right here. And, his force actually looking pretty good in comparison to mine. Production tab, I've got a lot of units up and coming right here. I'm moving my spines forward because I'm expecting an attack. Now this is actually a really cool display of power right here and how effective just a few roaches, some mutas, and some wings can be against these stalkers. So, that Overseer actually eating a lot of damage from me. Sending in some more troops right here. I'm going to lose quite a few of these mutas, but these roaches just going to town, sniping out, trying to pick off these weaker guys. Focus in on them, focus fire, take them out one at a time. Roaches and wings will absolutely eat these stalkers alive. They just don't have much for health, they don't have much for armor as far as a protest unit goes, and easy to surround, easy to take out. So you have a lot of Zerglings up coming out, got some roaches, got some mutas. I'm militarying up really hardcore. I'm getting the space saturated. I could be doing some more gas. Being that I'm trying to go for a muta build, you really can't do mutas off of 2 gas. I've said that in videos before, and it's just kind of a mistake on my part that don't even have this gas up and running right now. Now, he's going to start to saturate this expansion over here just because the main is pretty well mined out. There's still probably about 1,500 or so minerals, maybe a little bit more than that to go after in there, but kind of hard to justify spending that. And also, if you look at right here, he's not put more drones back on gas. This is something kind of cool. If you snipe their gas drones, a lot of times it's something that people will just forget. He's coming back over here, he's probably paranoid about another Nidus worm coming in there and blowing up more stuff. That would be kind of cool to come in here. Snipe that Dark Shrine, snipe the Templar Archives, or even just blow up some pylons. He's got them all beautifully stacked right there. It doesn't take many banglings to blow up those pylons. So, Harvester count's definitely in the lead. I could totally be taking that gas, but I'm like, no, I'm going to expand to the gold over here and get that up and running. So, right now, being that I have map control, I could be spreading my creep a little bit more effectively, building a lot of troops, a lot of workers. I'm going to saturate up, keep building my military, get that up and running. It's really good, and I'll be doing it in a second. Send out a pack of these Zerglings. These guys are cheap. They like to go out. They like to fight. They like to die. Send him out and make sure that he's not expanding, because I know, at least I believe I do, I know that he's got this base up and running here. What I'm fearful of is that while I'm sitting here doing this, he is going to put up a base over here, put up a base over here, or even at his gold, and he's just going to chrono boost out a lot of probes. And even though I could be fighting him, I'm not. I'm just sitting here building up, because I'm a little leery about attacking a Protoss sometimes, just because he could be walled off, could have a lot of cannons or something that I'm not really expecting. And this is kind of a cool play right here that I'm going to run through and do. Send these Zerglings out over here. If I look at what he can see on his map, let's check out his camera right here. He's just kind of checking out his army. He's like, damn, son, that is a sweet-looking army that you have going on. He's like, I know, Dark Templar's like, dude, we're so cool. Stalker's like, hey, man, we're going to come and chill with everyone else. We're going to move them on out over here. Now he sees my banglings. Oh, moving him back, he sees my Zergling. And right here, we're moving in. I'm going to show you that income tab again. Banglings, it doesn't pay to try to kill them in. Boom! 26 harvesters down to 13. That is 2 huge income hits that he has taken. He's down low on his gas. Let's take it off of his camera right here. Let's see here. He still has not put more probes back up on that gas right there. Army size, I'm definitely in the lead, but it's not to say that he doesn't have a reasonable looking little force here. I think he learned his lesson last time by sending out a bunch of stalkers. He's got some DTs in the mix. He's got some Zealots. He knows that those guys definitely like to eat my Zerglings, eat my roaches alive, but I've got a lot of mutas in the air, and a good portion of his unit composition just can simply not attack them. I've got my spines here, and no detection. So, I'm cool running out, not being able to see what's going on. Let's check out the income tab right now. 42 to 20. I've got my gold up and running, but again, I could be getting these gas because I've got a lot of extra minerals. I've had a lot of extra minerals the entire game. I'm finally harvesting gas over here, and I'm moving out. I know that he hasn't taken this expansion. This queen is like, hey man, I want to go with you guys. I want to scratch some people. I don't have any kills yet. And here we go. He's bringing up his troops. He catches, sight of me, so he's going to attack. Or am I going to push out? Yeah, I push out against him now. I have no clue that there's Dark Templars in the mix right here. I figure I'm just taking casualties. I don't know that they're just slicing the shit out of everything. That was an easy victory. Definitely had air superiority right there. And this is where I realized right here, there's Dark Templars. And I'm like, hey man, I don't have any protection, so I'm going to pull back. And he actually pulls his DTs back when he could have been slicing these guys up. Go over here. I'm morphing a couple of Overseers just because I don't want to have these Dark Templars running my base without having anything. I don't even have an Infestor just to jump on them. And I've got that gas up and running. Gonna puke some larvae all over those guys. Check out the unit loss tab right here. He's lost almost double the resources I have at this point. His income is quite a bit lower, but he's going to be droning up pretty heavy right now. He's actually pushing out some drones over here, trying to rebuild them, and he knows he's got to make something happen. He's probably hoping that I haven't built any detection. He's going to be able to get those DTs with some stalkers in there, see what he can do, but my creep is going to give me a real advantage as far as sight goes. I have my Overseer, and I'm about ready to push out, so those Dark Templars are really just going to get eaten alive right there. He knows he's focusing down my Overseer, which is actually taking a lot of damage for me. Kind of cool. That one pops. I'm going to send this one over here back to regroup with my army. I'm going to morph another one. Production tells me that I'm doing some research, getting some upgrades, making another Overseer. Something interesting and a big flaw on my part, you can see that I've got way more harvesters, but he's actually out-collecting me in terms of minerals. That's because I like having that many harvesters on one mineral patch. All these guys are like, dude, we gotta get this mined out, we gotta get all 30 of these minerals. Right here, I took out a little force over here, GG's right here, and that is going to be the game. So, thought it was a pretty cool Protoss versus Zerg match. Early scouting definitely benefited me. Kind of knew what to expect. The Overlord told me that I'm going to be getting a gateway push, so Roaches and Zerglings do very, very well against a gateway push. You add Mutas into the mix, and it's just awesome because that bounce goes all over it, rips shields apart. Stalkers do not have any armor. Well, no, they do. They have one armor native, the most Protoss units, but just very, very effective against them. These guys fire kind of slow. They're not horribly powerful, anti-air unless you have them in mass. And like I said, the Roaches are just really, really good with their second armor upgrade. They can take a lot of punishment. The Zerglings just acting as cannon fodder. Overseer to prevent the Dark Templars. Banglings being incredibly important. I don't know if I would have won this game or if I would have won it nearly as fast had I not gotten 2 successful Bangling bursts, killing probably about 40 probes. Well, maybe about 30 to 40 probes, give or take somewhere in there, and just completely grinding his economy to a halt. I put a Spore Crawl over here just in case DTs came in. They would have sniped it pretty quick, though. But maybe giving me a quick little area of opportunity, but I definitely think that you can do a lot of creative Bangling play, even if it's just a little pile of Zerglings. A lot of times people sneak it around. They're not watching this part of the base. You'll cannon off the front because, hey, the attack's going to come from here. I want my detection here. I want my cannons here. Provide my units with a little bit of support. But you don't see, that half a dozen or so Zerglings that come through here and just, small commitment from me to take out a huge chunk. What you have to offer, a lot of these guys were also hit by that Bangling blast. They're kind of like survivors. They're going to never forget the Bangling blast of 16 minutes into this game. But thank you very much for tuning in. Malikicowtipper, signing out.